Hey guys, we're Stocks Capital, and today's video is all about one of the main patterns of classical technical analysis, the triangle. In the next 10 minutes, you will learn how to find and draw the triangle on the graphic, how to analyze it, and how to use it for successful price forecast. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any videos on technical analysis and investment ideas in the future. Let's start. A triangle is a consolidation pattern that occurs in the middle phase of a trend development and usually signals a continuation of the current trend. On the chart, a triangle is formed with the help of two convergent trend lines when the price temporarily fluctuates within a sideways range. When we see a triangle on the graphic, we most often expect a breakout in the direction of the previous trend. This is a signal to enter the market. The triangle pattern is incredibly effective when used in combination with other methods of technical analysis. The effectiveness of the triangle pattern is proven by statistic, and it's really easy to use. The triangle can be used for trading any market out there. Stock exchanges, stocks, options and futures, cryptocurrency market, so trading tokens and cryptocurrencies online, forex market, currency pairs. There are three main types of triangle shapes that appear most often on the stock market. Thanks to them, we can predict a possible future price change, as well as assume that the current trend is far from over, is still going strong. Thus, it's really important to be able to clearly recognize each type of triangle pattern. Depending on the slope of the resistance and support lines, you can draw three types of triangles: symmetrical, ascending, and descending. Let's take a look at each type of triangle separately. As the name suggests, a symmetrical triangle is formed due to two symmetrical convergent trend lines on the chart, the support line and the resistance line. The main difference between a symmetrical triangle and other triangle patterns is the absence of a slope to one side. The triangle is basically neutral. To safely open a position, you need to wait for a breakout of the support or resistance lines. Let's look at the recent example. These are the stocks of the company with the ticker CQM. The CQM stocks have been traded in the range of 50 to 60 from the beginning of 2021 up until May, forming the symmetrical triangle we've just discussed. This is a classic textbook example of it, with the resistance line and support line crossing at the tip with no slope whatsoever. All this time, we've been waiting for a breakdown of the support or resistance level. Recently, the stock broke through the support line and plummeted to 41 with a 15% drop. And now let's talk a bit about the next pattern type, which is an ascending triangle. Ascending triangle is a bullish pattern in graphical analysis that usually signifies a continuation of the bullish trend. It resembles a symmetrical triangle, but the upper resistance level is straight and the lower support line is pointing up. This pattern indicates that buyers are more aggressive than sellers, as high lows are being reached in the market. Gradually, the price moves towards the upper trend line, and the closer they are, the higher the probability of a breakout. The ascending triangle pattern is more attractive for us because it has a clearly visible trend and resistance line. Let's look at some examples on the graphic. The first example will be the shares of the company Morgan Stanley China, a share fund, ticker CAF. The stock has been consolidating in the 22-23 USD range since the beginning of 2021. Resistance line formed in the 23 area in the form of a straight line. The stock could not break through this level for a long time, but a few days later, the stock price broke through this level and rose up sharply. And here is another example of the same ascending triangle on the same graphic that occurred a bit earlier. The main advantage of an ascending triangle is how often it's formed on the charts and how easy it is to analyze. Recently, the shares of large companies Johnson & Johnson and Oracle Corporation have formed ascending triangles. Oracle stocks hit the 80 resistance level, the triangle is shrinking, and we are waiting for a breakdown of the resistance line. We've been following Johnson & Johnson stocks for a long time, and an ascending triangle has also formed there. The resistance lines was the price of 167, which was recently broken through, and the stock rushed up. Now we're going to a descending triangle. An ascending triangle is a bearish pattern that usually signifies the continuation of the downtrend. It is characterized by a descending upper trend line and a flat lower trend line. This pattern indicates that the sellers are more aggressive than buyers, so the price continues to reach lower and lower highs. Let's look at an example on the stocks of Acquisitive Therapeutics, ticker AQST. On this chart, we can see a clear descending triangle pattern, which is formed in the range of $7 to $4. We can see that the stock has been going down to the 4 support line and bouncing off of it, but each time less and less. Take a closer look at the clear support line at 4, which is highlighted in yellow. For AQST shares, 4 is a very strong level, and touching this level, the shares consolidated and rose again. But in February 2021, a descending triangle formed, which tells us about the weakness of buyers, and at the end of May, the price fell below $4. The triangle was broken and the shares rushed down. Remember, the more the support level or resistance level is tested, the weaker it becomes. So let's sum up what we've learned and determine some key points. First, be sure to determine the trend direction that precedes the consolidation period. To determine the type of triangle, evaluate the slope of the upper and lower trend lines. Always keep a risk management strategy in mind to reduce the risk of a false breakout and ensure that the risk-to-profit ratio remains positive. We've been engaged in technical analysis for a long time, constantly monitoring the stock market and looking for new investment ideas. We plan to release a new video every week, so please share your opinion on what video format works for you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, stay invested.